Hello, everyone. It's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Hope you're all doing well on this Monday evening. Hello to everyone. Hope you are, doing very well. It's been a great weekend to be a Warriors fan, and what a weekend it was. Magic round up there at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, and of course, I'm going to review the game. I've gone back and watched the game on replay. I've gone back a few times and watched it actually. Obviously, went to the game on Saturday down there in Brisbane, and boy, what an event it was. Just being able to, be there in person to be able to watch the boys live in action, and shout out to all the Warriors fans, a lot of Warriors fans as well. Down at the Lord Alfred Hotel, it was a great event at the Lord Alfred Hotel. And also, it's great to see so much Warriors support at the ground and support for the boys. But yeah, if you are a new viewer to the channel, please make sure you like the stream if you haven't done so. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, because it really does help in terms of the content. It shows your support for everything that I do here at Warriors NRL Fanatics. So make sure you put in your thoughts in the comments as well. As I say, it is a review. I'm going to be reviewing the game, going through, giving my thoughts on some of the players as well, some of the key moments, and my overall take on the game. So like, share, and subscribe. Do all the following. It really is much appreciated. And hello to Risky in the chat. Hope you're doing well, Risky in the chat. Hello to Jean Wilder. Hello to Jean Wilder in the chat. Good to see you as well. I also want to thank those who came out and said hello to me as well on the weekend at Magic Round as well. I know there's a lot of people that support the channel, so I really do appreciate it. Big shout out as well to a Warriors fan that got me a ticket into the game, because I wasn't actually initially going to be going to the game. So a big shout out to Sean, Ken Willis, actually. Big shout out to Ken Willis. And he actually got me the ticket to attend the game on Saturday, which was awesome. I do really appreciate it, and it was a great time nonetheless. But yeah, feel free to comment your thoughts in the live chat, so I know you guys are here. Comment your thoughts on the game as I go along and review the game, and give your overall takes in the chat. And if you got any questions, feel free to ask me any questions that you do have, and I'll answer them as I go through and give my thoughts on the game. But yeah, man, look, it's just great being there at Suncorp Stadium. What an atmosphere, crowd, sold out for every game of Magic Round, but obviously for the Saturday game, which was the Warriors Cowboys, and the Lord Alfred Hotel as well. What an amazing event it was at the LA Hotel down there in Caxton Street. Man, a lot of Warriors supporters, a lot of great atmosphere and vibes, and it was good to see. Good to catch up with a few Warriors, content creators as well. The guys at Will and Brad from this Warriors Life podcast. It was great to meet them for the very first time, who came over from New Zealand. And also good to see Warrior Holic as well. We got it with Warrior Holic, and it was great to meet him meet him for the very first time as well. So yeah, a lot of regulars that you got to see as well. A lot of regular Warriors fans that I see throughout all the Warriors games and the Warriors events as well. So it's good to catch up with all of them as well. But it was a great time. It was an awesome time, and really enjoyed it. And it was really good, to see so much Warriors support there as well. Good to catch up with Ruin Hammer, Richie Morgan, shout out to the Warrior Nation as well. So it was great event as a whole. But speaking of the game, boy, what a game it was. Look, we'll start off with the first half and opportunity to go through how I thought it all went. And look, the start of this game, it was bucketing down with rain actually for, I think, for the majority of that Newcastle game. And going into this one, the whole weekend was, a knack of, the weather being quite wet, quite, on and off with the rain at Suncorp Stadium. So, yeah, look, 38 minutes into the game, what really looked like a knock on there in the air, and the Warriors go and they captain's challenge it. Mitchell Barnett, goes to the captain's challenge early on. I thought it was a bit of a risk early on, but just looking back on the replay, Tane Tuapika was pretty confident that he was going to win that challenge, and it wasn't going to be a knock on. And Mitchell Barnett won that challenge early on in the game. Between these two teams, you looked at the Cowboys. Obviously with the attacking side of the Cowboys, they've got some great spark with, Nanai. They've got Drinkwater, Dearden. They've got a very potent side. And, this was always going to be a real challenging game for the Warriors early on. But, we started off very well, actually. And, look, the Cowboys had their first crack at the Warriors' defence. The Warriors' defence was able to hang on there early on. And then of course, look, we scored the first try of this game, and it was a try to Luke Metcalf. And what a try it was! What a start to this game for Lukey Metcalf. And it was just great, ball playing from Aaron Clark. And Aaron Clark has been outstanding, this season. When you look at how he's been playing, for me, Aaron Clark's been the signing of the year. So the Warriors get their first try on the board, and it's Luke Metcalf who scores. Look, it was a bit of work there, great work, in the lead up with Aaron Clark. And Luke Metcalf, Kit Capewell was also involved in this try as well. Metcalf goes over to score, and it's 6-0 to the Warriors, and it's a great start with 31 minutes gone. And look, very, very stoked with that try. And I thought, the way Metcalf was controlling this game early on was some good signs. It was great signs already, with what Metcalf was producing, with how he's controlling the game in attack as well. So very happy with the try first off, and really happy with the work that the Warriors were showing in the lead up to that try in the attacking side of things as well. So look, great start there for the Warriors. And 6-0 was a great start to procedures to this game. Hello to Rich in the chat. Good to see you, Rich, in the chat. Hope you're doing well. But look, 31 minutes gone. There was a try of the Warriors, and the Warriors continued on. The attacking side of things. I like what CHT and Metcalf were doing early on in this game. And look, Metcalf and CHT, a lot's been made of the combination. Like I told everyone, give it time. Those two players are gonna gel. It's gonna click at some stage. It hasn't clicked so far, but we're getting the wins and we're getting the results. So, a lot of people are saying Tamari Martin should come in, Tanner Boyd should come in. Well, Metcalf and Harris Tavita actually, have got us in this position, right, with the wins so far this season. So you got to remember that. But Harris Tavita, I think, with Metcalf, really showing some good signs early on this game with the attack as well. Metcalf obviously controlling the game early on, scoring that first try of the game as well. And then, look, the next try was, again, some great work there, brilliantly set up for Kossi to score his second try of this game. And we're up to a 10-0 lead. So 10-0 lead to the Warriors. And look, once again, the halves really combining. And, this time it was really Luke Metcalf again through CH2 producing that, set up Kossi for that second try, and the Warriors were up to a 10-0 lead. So 10-0 lead to the Warriors. It was just, I think for the first couple of minutes of this game, I felt like we were completely on top. We were completely dominant. The Cowboys' first try actually did come from, Scotty Drinkwater. That was the next try. The Cowboys was their first try of the game, and they scored through Scotty Drinkwater. And it was actually through a brilliant play from Scotty Drinkwater with Tom Dearden. And then, of course, it was actually Rocco Berry and Lukey Metcalf sort of caught out there, defensively. And that also exposed Tane Tuapika as well. And Jackson Pursu goes over to score for the Cowboys. It's 10.6. So, look, I think the Cowboys, their attack always, we know that the Cowboys have some great, really attacking minded players, especially Drinkwater. And look, I think with the Cowboys, when their attack's on, they're a really hard team to stop. I think, with Drinkwater out the back as well, we know what a threat he is, and he played a massive part for his try for the Cowboys, which that went on to a 10 points to the Warriors, 6 to the Cowboys there, with the first try coming for the Cowboys in the game. But yeah, look, 17 minutes remaining in the first half. The Warriors, this was Rocco Berry at his best. A lot of people, want Rocco Berry not in the side, and I don't understand it. Look, I know, some people, look, I don't get why a lot of people don't rate Rocco Berry as highly. And Rocco Berry is our, look, the first couple of games, he hasn't really played a lot of first grade this year. Obviously he's had his injuries as well, but people underestimate what Rocco Berry can bring defensively to the side. So, look, again, Rocco Berry as well, this moment where we came off his right foot, he bumps off Robertson, Reece Robson, sorry. Reece Robson gets bumped off by Rocco Berry, actually, and it's Tamalolo as well. So, and then, of course, it is the next play with CHT, and CHT with a little kick there on his left foot, left boot there, and CHT does go over to score to extend the Warriors lead to 16 points to 6. So 16 points to 6, the Warriors lead with 15 minutes remaining. And 16 to 6, very handy lead to the Warriors. But yeah, look, with 11 minutes remaining, Luke Metcalf goes over for the second try of the game, and the way Luke Metcalf has been going throughout this whole first half, his second try of this game really sums up how he has been playing, really, and his performance, man, absolute class by Luke Metcalf. Look, just very much a clinic between the two halves of Metcalf and Harris Tavita, really putting on a showing, attacking wise for the Warriors there. And then look, it was Metcalf with the speed on the outside of Derby, and Valia getting caught out there, and it was 22 points to 6 to the Warriors. And then going into half time, 28 points to 12. Man, a really handy lead for the Warriors in this game. But yeah, hello to Cumberland in the chat there. Typical Warriors season as I tipped for the bottom 4 this season. Look, obviously a lot of people, aren't high on the Warriors going into the season. So, it is what it is there. But Cumberland's saying amazing, really, when you factor in the absence of Darren Watini-Zalesniak and James Fisher-Harris. And exactly right, we have Dallin out, Fisher-Harris out. We've also had Roger out as well. So, and those guys are set to come back over the next couple of weeks as well. But look, I've got to say, very, very happy with that first half. And, in particular, looked at our forwards as well. Barnett, Clark, Halasima. Look, really strong performances by our forwards in that first half, especially Aaron Clark. Man, shout out to Aaron Clark once again. I've been shouting his name for a while now, the last couple of weeks, and he's been putting on killer performances there. So Clark, man, look, bloody brilliant performance by Clark in that second half. Luke Metcalf obviously is a standout as well in the halves for the Warriors as a whole. But yeah, look, good first half, 28 points to 12. Look, the Fox Sports interviewed Luke Metcalf at halftime, and Luke Metcalf was going on about how the Cowboys are a really dangerous side in attack, and they can't underestimate them in the second half. And well, he was completely right. The second half was completely different for what the first half was. The Warriors, in the 36th minute was when they got a penalty. They went for 2 to extend the lead out to 30 points to 20. From there on, the Cowboys went on a bit of a rampage and scored a couple of points. The Warriors also lost Rocco Berry to hamstring injury, so that's a bit of a shame there, And Rocco Berry, man, he's had a bit of a rough luck with injuries. Last year and now this year as well, so it's a bit of a shame there. And You can see our defence in the second half once Rocco Berry was not in the side. It went to pieces, right? Our defence was a little bit, it was quite shot. It was quite shot, and the likes of your Scott Drinkwaters, the Edens, were really making the most of, the fact that Berry was not in the side in the second half, once he came off. And you can see our defence really start to get a bit exposed there. So, yeah, look, the second half, look, man, the Cowboys, really made it really tricky for us, and we were doing a lot of defending in the second half. Man, we didn't have a lot of opportunities to score much points, and of course, our only points really came off the boot of Metcalf in the second 40, because we had to defend our line quite a lot, and the Cowboys were, how close the Cowboys were to at least getting in front, or sending this game to extra time to Golden Point. That was how worried and stressed I was in the second half. Man, it was really stressful in the ground. Watching in the second half, and yeah, it was a bit like, geez, I was like, oh my gosh, like please hang on. But yeah, look, the boys were very brave, soldiered on. The likes of Cossey, had a bit of an injury there as well, and he soldiered on, and he got a meat pie as well. He scored a try. But Lukey Metcalf, man, look, I can't stop singing his praises throughout this whole game. It was just brilliant. Aaron Clark as well, especially. So yeah, so the full-time score was 30 points to 26. We just managed to hang on in the end and get the 2 points and pick up another victory, to pick up our sixth win of the season, to go 6 wins and 2 losses. And, of course, remaining inside the top 4, of course. After this game, on the live ladder, we moved up to second. But briefly, as the weekend went on, we dropped down to third. But to still be able to win these games, when we struggled to win these games last year. Every close game last year, we just weren't able to get across the line. And that was the reason why we couldn't make the top 8 last year. And, of course, we had some big losses as well, especially the Titans game. But, it's just good to see this team, put in such, resilient showing. And we haven't been able to we weren't able to see that last year. We saw that in 2023, and this season does sort of remind me of 2023, especially where we were able to be resilient on our line, defend well, have a lot of things go against us with injuries as well, and momentum swings that went the Cowboys' way, and we were able to stop those momentum swings, especially with some big plays in this game. Metcalf as well, saving a try, which was almost certainty to be a try. There's quite a few big moments throughout this game, which we were able to stop the Cowboys from gaining their ascendancy, gaining that momentum that they could have had. But look, I feel like the Cowboys, in their credit as well, they came back very well. You got to give them credit as well. We did ourselves, make it a bit tough in that second half, but we managed to get the win, and that's the most important thing. Every win is important during the season. It doesn't matter how much you win by, whether it be 4 points or 2 points. The result, only the result matters at the end of the day. So, yeah, look, very proud of the performance. Very proud we were able to hang on and get, pick up those 2 points. And every 2 points this season is going to be important for the Warriors moving forward. If the Warriors are going to be a top 4 team, they've got to win these games, right? They've got to win these games. If they want to be a top 8 team, they've got to win these games. So, that's the most important thing for me, at the end of the day, is not by how we win them, is by actually getting the job done, at the moment. So, look, I no doubt about it that we will, we'll see a lot more, potency and more convincing results over the rest of the season. We won't see such tight, hard games, but at the end of the day, you've got to be able to grind out wins. It doesn't matter by how much. So, and look, Cowboys did well, and I've got to say, Cowboys done so well to get back in it, and made it really difficult for us at the end of the day. So, yeah, look, in theory, 30 points to 26 was the final score. 5 tries to the Warriors. The Cowboys 5 tries. Luke Metcalf was 2 tries in this game, a double in this one. Ed Cossey also scored, Shannara Stevez scored, and Adam Poppy scored. For the Cowboys, Jackson Pursu, Tommy Dearden, Robert Derby, and Murray Talangi scoring for the Cowboys there. And also Jeremiah Nano also scored a try for the Cows. So those are the try scorers conversions. Luke Metcalf with 4 from 5. Scotty Drinkwater with 3 from 5 conversions. To the game stats now. So position-wise, the Warriors had 45%, Cowboys 55%. Time in position, Warriors 24 minutes and 18 seconds. Cowboys had actually spent longer with position with 29 minutes and 39 seconds. Completion rates, Warriors 80% completion rate, Cowboys with 73%. All runs 163 to the Warriors, Cowboys 184. All running meters, the Warriors had 1,559 and the Cowboys had 1,818. Post-contact meters, so the post-contact meters, Warriors 483 to the Cowboys 614. Line breaks, 5-all for the Warriors and the Cowboys here, with the tackle breaks sitting at Warriors 25, Cowboys 36, average set distance 38.04 to the Warriors, with the Cowboys 44.35. Now the kick return meters, Warriors 166, Cowboys 183, with the offloads at 3 to the Warriors, Cowboys with 6. Tackles made, Warriors 384 to the Cowboys 327. Missed tackles, 36 to the Warriors, Cowboys 25. Errors, Warriors 10, Cowboys 13. And penalties conceded, Warriors 3 with the Cowboys at 5. Ruck infringements, Warriors 2 and Cowboys with 3. So those are the stats. Now, standout players, man, a lot of standout plays throughout this game, but I've picked out a couple and I'm going to read out their stats. So, so these are the players that I thought stood out, and these are some of the stats during the game and their numbers. So we'll start off with Luke Metcalf. Luke Metcalf with 2 tries, 11 all runs, 162 all running meters, 20 post-contact meters, 7 tackle breaks, 2 line break, assists, and 17 tackles for 311 kicking meters. Aaron Clark had 69 minutes with 19 head-ups for 23 all runs, 204 all running meters, 81 post-contact meters, 1 tackle break, and 38 tackles. Mitchell Barnett with 10 head-ups, the captain, 13 all runs, 134 all running meters, 51 post-contact meters, 2 tackle breaks, and 46 tackles. And Leka Halisima with 80 minutes played, 15 all runs, 15 head-ups, 145 all running meters, 63 post-contact meters, 1 tackle break, 1 line break, and 35 tackles for Leka Halisima. Now, to my man of the match for this game, look, obviously it's going to go to Luke Metcalf. I mean, Luke Metcalf, Aaron Clark was my second option, and Leka Halisima was my third option there. So my man of the match is Luke Metcalf, and Aaron Clark was in second for me for my man of the match performances. Now on to the player ratings now. So I'm going to give my rating out of 10 for each player and how I thought they played. So we'll start off with Chance Nicoll-Klokstad. Chance Nicoll-Klokstad for me, I'm going to give Chance here a 7 out of 10. Tane Tuapiki, I'm going to give Tane Tuapiki a 6.5 out of 10. Rocco Berry obviously came off with an injury, so he didn't play the full game. He came off in the second half. Rocco Berry gets me for me a 4 out of 10. Adam Pompey gets a 7 out of 10. Edward Cosi gets a solid 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was a really solid game by Ed. CHT, Chanel Harris-Tavita gets a 7 out of 10, and Luke Metcalf, of course, gets a 8 out of 10 for me. Murata Niokore gets a 5 out of 10, and Wade Egan gets, for me, a solid 6.5 out of 10. Mitchell Barnett was great, and I'm going to give Mitchell Barnett an 8 out of 10. Kurt Capewell gets a solid 6.5 out of 10. Leka Halisima gets a 7 out of 10, and Aaron Clark gets a very good 8 out of 10. to the bench now. So Jackson Ford 6.5, Dimitri Vamawanga gets a 5, Bunty Afoa gets a 6, and Samuel Healy, I thought it was great to see him get his first grade debut for the Warriors and the NRL as a whole. And I thought he was solid as well. Solid debut for Samuel Healy. Congratulations to Samuel Healy on his debut in the NRL, and he gets a solid 6 out of 10 for me for the game. But yeah, those are my player ratings. And just going into the chat, hello to Cumberland saying, yeah, mate, forgot about Rats also losing Tohu pre-season. And just bear with me, going through the chat again. Oh, just read that. And give me a sec. Sorry, guys. This chat has been a bit iffy today. Cumberland saying here, Cossie injury update. Haven't heard Cumberland. No, there's no update at the moment. The club's very quiet when in terms of injury updates. So, yeah, I'll let everyone know once I find out there. But that's my review, guys. But yeah, if you guys got any questions or comments, feel free to put them through into the chat now. I've got 7 viewers here, so don't see a lot of comments. I'm not too sure why I don't see many comments at the moment. Not too sure what's going on with the odd YouTube or StreamYard, but yeah, I don't see a lot of comments in the live chat there. So yeah, if you got any questions or comments, feel free to put them through. But yeah, look, just general overall, take out of this game was it's just good to see us get that result at the end of the day and get the win. We've got the Dragons coming up. So we've got the Dragons next, Dragons on Saturday. And I think we've got also the Dolphins coming up as well. Some very good games coming up for the Warriors. Not saying they're easy, but look, they're definitely all winnable. They're definitely all winnable games for me over the next couple of weeks. Hello to Jacko in the chat. Oh, good to see you, Jacko. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, Jacko. But yeah, look, I think generally speaking, now with the Dragons coming up, man, another opportunity this week. And look, the Dragons are, a really hit and miss team at the moment. But in saying that, the Dragons are at home, so it's not. Look, I don't think it'll be easy. No games are easy in the competition, so and we know our record against the Dragons over here is not great in Australia. So, but we should be able to go there with confidence at the moment. We got the confidence in the team to be able to go and get the win and get the result there as well. But look, it'll be interesting to see what team Webby names on Teamless Tuesday for the game coming up. But I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. Yeah, it's a bit of a just my review of the game there, and not really more I can add on to what I've said earlier. If you guys just tuning in and maybe watch it back because you guys, I've already gone through majority of the game here and given my thoughts. But yeah, look, I just want to give a bit of a shout out. Just want to give a shout out to our Harold Matthews Cup side as well. A massive shout out to TJ Ashford and the team going back to back premiers in the under-17s Harold Matthews Cup, Harold Matthews competition. They won the grand final, beating the Newcastle Knights on Saturday. So huge shout out to the boys there, Harold Matthews Cup side, and it was great to see them go and get the trophy once again. And only their second year, and Ashford's done a great job with the juniors and a 17 side who've been able to lift that trophy once again for the second year in a row. So, for those of you who haven't seen the highlights or watched the game, well, go and watch them back because the future's really bright. We've got some great talent there on display. The likes of Ronald Buford, all Bishop Neal. We've got some very good talent at the disposal with the Harold Mess side. Jeremiah Lamana as well. So much good players coming through. But it was good to see those. It's good to see them get over the line. Good weekend for the club as well with the New South Wales Cup side. Also picking up a win over the North Sydney Bears as well. And they currently sit top of the ladder at the moment, and we sit currently third in the NRL competition ladder after 9 rounds. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video. Click the thumbs up button, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Yeah, look, help us to get to the 3K subscribe mark. And yeah, go and make sure you do go and give our Harold Matthews team a little bit of love. Go and watch the highlights. Go and check out their game if you haven't watched it already. But yeah, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And up the WAHS, go the Warriors, and yeah, we'll see you guys all in the next video and the next live stream.